also want to give a word out to our video sponsors today, to Yapix, Web Design and Graphics, and also Rated Comics, which they were gracious enough to allow me to film here with all the cardboard in the back for comic books that need to be shipped out worldwide. So let's say where there's someone is looking to purchase or invest in an Airbnb investment, whether it be in Palm Springs or whatever area it may be. Mm-hmm. Let's say it's Palm Springs. What are some mistakes to avoid before going into an Airbnb investment that could give you the most bang for your buck or investment return?
Yeah, it really comes down to what you really have to kind of figure out what you want first, kind of determine what your ultimate goal is. Is your goal are you trying to make a profit by renting out a property that you buy as an investment property? Are you trying to supplement covering a lot of your costs for a property that you're going to use part-time? Or are you just going to move there for most of the time and then kind of rent it out, to cover some of your costs? I mean, I have some people that their goal is to cover the homeowner association fees. And if you can rent it for 2 months out of the year and it covers their HOA fees for the whole year, they're happy that they can use it for 5 to 6 months out of the year, and they're happy. So you first have to kind of just determine what your goal is. Is your goal profit? Is your goal to supplement some of the cost and use the property, or what it is? And then you really need to sit down with somebody who knows the market, who knows what the rentals are going to be. You can just pencil out what you're going to do, because you don't want to overspend for a property that you're not going to get good rental returns on. And the other thing is, people want to see the home as, if it's going to be an Airbnb or some sort of vacation rental, they want to look at it like a hotel. So, I have personally done vacation rentals when I go on vacation to Hawaii, other locations. I've been to some that are like pristine. The property has got, soap, paper towels, everything ready to go when you get in. And then I've been to other ones that's like got all their family photos on the wall. You open the drawers and there's one drawer empty and the rest of them's got the owner's underwear in them. But price usually reflects that. So if you get something like, you get a really old property that's, and I'm always trying to get my clients to kind of upgrade their properties, because they can usually get a lot more rent for them. But even if they're not upgraded, we still get them rented. It's just a matter of price. But usually a highly upgraded home that's got, Dami Bahama furniture, that all the closets are empty, the garage is pristine, it's clean, their things are gone. You just want to think for yourself. If you're going to go into a place, you want it to look like a hotel. Nobody's personal property is going to be in there.
Right.
You can have a little eclectic charm, but if you don't have people's personal photos and got the Crane kids hanging up above the fireplace or something, then that's usually not going to work, and I'll kind of try to talk people away from that. But making sure that the property is you got to see it as a business. It's got to be ready to go. Now, most kind of a tip and trick for you is most owners that also use their vacation rentals that they rent out will reserve back one closet, and then they put a lock on that closet, so then they can put their favorite swim shirt, maybe their liquor cabinet, they can keep it in there, and a couple of personal things that they need to keep inside that locked closet, and then the rest of the home is open to everybody else. But you got to have enough garage door openers so people can stay there, and then the property manager can be on top of it, because the last thing you want to do is you don't want to have people that are coming in that are having 40 people in your home and having
right.
There's a lot of the cities out here, and you kind of have to know which city has different rules. Some of the cities out here get really strict about, no music after 10 p.m. And for example, Palm Springs now, they've really gotten draconian on some of their rules. I think you have to go get signed up. You have to register your home as a vacation rental. And then if you violate some of these noise ordinances, I think you get a warning the first time. The second time, it's a $5,000 fine. The third time, it's a $10,000 fine, and you lose your right to ever the rest of your life in Palm Springs for that property. So, they get pretty strict about it, and, rightly so, because these rental homes are going to be in usually residential areas. And so, you want to be a good neighbor to people. You still should have a right, I believe, to rent your property out if you want. But, you don't want to be having 40 people next door to, a retired couple who's come to Palm Springs. And then they're going to have, people staying up till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, trashing the place, leaving, beer cans in the front yard and all that.
Oh, that's no fun.
Vetting people and making sure that you get people. So the balance there is, if you do a short-term rental that's weekends only or a week at a time, you're more apt to have the party types that are coming over from LA or Orange County that are just going to be throwing a big party and they invite, 10 or 15 people. Whereas do a long-term rental 1 month at a time, you're typically going to have people that can afford that. They're hired, they're coming in from Minnesota, they're going to stay for 3 months, they pay for it all up front. And, they're going to take good care. They're reading the newspaper and maybe hanging out the pool and going to Trader Joe's, on the weekend. So,
or Costco for that chicken.
Right, or Costco. Yeah, exactly. Don't tip and trick. Don't go to Costco on the first of any month, especially during high season, because the first of the month, everybody from out of town comes in and there's lines around the building.
Oh, they stock up.
You get all their wine and, all that kind of stuff. So
I want to ask, that's a great fact. Random, a question is, let's say when you're looking for Airbnb investment in Palm Springs, should you go for one with a pool in the backyard? Does that classify as an Airbnb investment, or pool or no pool, no big deal?
Good question. It depends on kind of where you're, what you're doing. A lot of the condo associations or gated communities, and there's a lot of gated communities in Palm Springs, will typically have community pools. For instance, the Oasis Country Club has 22 lakes and pools. I think there's something like 38 pools at Palm Valley. So in those cases, and some properties do have their own private spa or pool. In those cases, you really don't need to do those. If you're a single family home, most properties, they're going to be looking for one that has a private pool. So, yeah.
Okay, awesome.